Rosamal, Senator Wali, Senator Rosamal, Senator Wali,
Yes.
Speaker Semena.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 12 members are present.
We do have a quorum to transact business this morning. Next item, reading of the journal for Leader Harbor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and good morning to you, all honorable members, staff, and all those who are observing our session this morning by whatever means. And again, I move to dispense with the reading of the journal. Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we dispense with the reading of the journal. Those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay.
Aye.
Carried. We now dispense with the reading of the journal. Next item, deferred.
Item 5, presidential communications, none at the moment, Mr. Speaker.
Continue.
Item 6, CFSM Supreme Court communications, none also. Item 7, member communications, none, Mr. Speaker. Item 8, departmental communications, none. Item 9, agency or governmental authority communications, none, Mr. Speaker. Item 10, state communications, none also, Mr. Speaker. Item 11, state Supreme Court communications, none. Item 12, municipal or town communications, none, Mr. Speaker. Item 13, foreign government communications, none. And item 14, miscellaneous communications, none, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, we're now on our order of the day. Item 15, standing committee reports. Do we have any?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, for standing committee reports under item 15, we have one standing committee report and it's number 21-86 on Congressional Bill number 21-288 from your Committee on R&D for adoption.
Okay, Chairman Ned.
Thank you, Speaker. I move for the adoption of the report.
Any second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt standing committee report number 21-86. Discussion. Shall we just subject to call the chair? Let me get my. Okay. Have you guys got a chance to read that?
Speaker.
Yes. Oh, you're back. Where have you been? You missed very long.
I just ran outside and come back.
Okay, we're in recess.
Is this part of the no more conflict of interest law?
Whose conflict of interest law?
Well, there must have been reason why the board of directors were not allowed to borrow money from the same bank that they are board of directors. And now there is no more conflict of interest. I can buy pig from my own wife. My wife, and it's okay. So now as a board of the bank, I can borrow money from it, right?
Well, a pig is different from money. You can always borrow money from your wife. There's nothing against it, right?
Yeah, I know, but what about the bank?
Chairman Net, help us out. Yes, that's a good question on the conflict of interest issue.
No, they will not be voting on their application, their loan application. And the reason they're asking for this is that it will, those who want to make loans can participate in the board of directors, enabling the board to do good decisions.
Okay, that's good.
Speaker,
Yes, we're in recess. Go ahead, colleague.
thank you. Chairman Rusumo, Section 125 of the Code of Title 39, or Title 30, I'm sorry. The section remains, Chairman, and that covers the conflict of interest, 125. So
What
there's
is it
still
saying?
I'm sorry?
What is it saying?
So section 125 states in part, no director or officer of the bank shall participate personally and substantially in the making of any
So,
decision relating to any obligation for a loan or other commitment from or through the bank in which, to his knowledge, he, his spouse, child, close relatives, partners, an organization, blah, blah, blah. That section remains, defining the conflict of interest, where that director shall not be involved in decision-making where that relationship exists. So I don't see any amendment to that section 125, which to me means that there's still a provision to protect or define conflict of interest.
well, I understand what you say, Vice Chairman, but as I had indicated, I seek legal opinion or opinion relating to what I used to understand as conflict of interest. And I was informed that I can buy for my using my money, rep fund or whatever from my own wife, buy pig. And I know some of us would laugh because sometime in the back, some time ago, we were told we couldn't buy pig from our relatives. But if this conflict is still there, I don't know what for, because it doesn't seem to be working. And if you and I are serving on the board and you're applying for a loan, or your family member is applying for a loan, of course, I'm going to be favorable to your application because we're on the same board. And that's where I'm coming from. But it's okay. As I said, I seem to always want to make noise. Many times.
No, Chairman, I see your point. I see your point, Chairman, and I have the same issue. This proposed amendment is to allow directors to be able to borrow, and the justification is that some of these people, maybe businessmen who have experience and could qualify sitting on the board. So the conflict of interest remains an issue that has not been addressed. I have concern on that also.
Oh,
But they didn't have to serve on the board.
Well, that's where seems like we'll be penalizing them not to be eligible to apply for a loan for putting them on the board.
help enhance their efficiency and effectiveness in their operations. So number one is the assignment of duties to the acting president when president is off island. Number two is allowing what we've been discussing at length. And number three is allowing all directors to get allowance regardless of their employment affiliation.
It's called honorarium, whatever that is. Thank you, Chairman Ned, for the
That
explanation.
reminds me of our
Chairman-
on-hold constitutional convention, their honorariums,
The floor.
where some people who work for the government are also asking to receive per diem or stipends, something like that.
Vote
Allowances.
for the
yeah.
previous question.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that debate be closed. Those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Debate is now closed. So let's vote on the report itself. Those in favor of the adoption of standing committee report number 21-86 say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The report is adopted. Next report, clerk.
There are no more reports, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, next item.
The next item is item 16, special committee reports. None, Mr. Speaker.
Next item.
Item 17 for assignment of measures and communications, kindly refer to referral sheet number 21-148.
Chairman, members, review that for your planning purposes. Next item.
Item 18, unfinished business. None, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, item 19 is the bill calendar. First bill, Chief Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The first bill under the bill calendar now is on CB number 21-401 for first reading. CB number 21-401 is a bill for an act to amend Section 301 of Title 3 of the Code of the Federated States of Micronesia, annotated, to increase the salaries of the Speaker and members of Congress of the Federated States of Micronesia and for other purposes.
Okay, Chairman Romulo.
Move for adoption of the said bill.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 21-401. Discussion. Any discussion? Floor Leader Harbor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to ask members to bear along with me as I say my short remarks on the bill. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, I know the bill number 21-401 is a very simple bill which does not really need much discussions. But I would ask if I can be allowed to say a few words which I know may not be totally directed and relevant to the bill. But for the sake of sharing my thoughts, I would ask if I can say what I intend to say. Mr. Speaker, the first thing that I want to humbly share with you and all honorable members is a quotation from Pope Francis, and I quote, "Rivers do not drink their own waters. Trees do not eat their own fruits. The sun does not shine on itself, and flowers do not spread their fragrance for themselves. Living for others is the rule of nature. We are all born to help each other. No matter how difficult it is, life is of nature when you are happy, but much better when others are happy because of you." Furthermore, Mr. Speaker, I also want to share three quotations from the Bible. First, Philippians chapter 2, verse 4, which says, and I quote, Do not look out for your own interest, but take an interest in others too. Colossians chapter 3, verse 12, which I quote, since God chose you to be the holy people he loves, you must clothe yourselves with tender-hearted mercy, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Last but not the least, 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 10, and I quote, I appeal to you, brothers and sisters, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that all of you agree with one another in what you say, and that there be no division among you, but that you be perfectly united in mind and thoughts. Mr. Speaker, I believe all the quotations are self-explanatory, and I believe the message they all try to convey is the notion of helping each other and not looking out, and I believe, for our own interests. They all but also for the interests of others. Therefore, I humbly ask the very few members who may not be willing to support the bill to also look out for the interests of the majority members of this Congress who are ready and willing to support the bill, as if passed, it would not be beneficial to only those who support it, but will be beneficial to all members of this Congress, as well as our constituents who may need also our financial support for the survival of their families. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Floor Leader Harper, for your statement. Any further discussion on the bill?
Mr. Speaker,
Yes, Vice Chairman Christian, you have the floor.
thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Floor Leader. I don't know about those Corinthian people, but as a good Catholic, whatever the Pope said, I will do, and in addition to what the Holy Ghost told me this morning. But Floor Leader, when you were reading, be careful. There's a Protestant in the back of you who was shaking his head when you mentioned the Pope. So be careful over there.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Christian. Any further discussion? If none, there's no objection.
Speaker.
Yes, Vice Chairman Palik.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Floor Leader, for your statement. Mr. Speaker, my view on this matter is very simple and straightforward. I've been probably the youngest, not the youngest, but the newest member of Congress, been in Congress for less than 2 years.
What happened?
Hello?
Can you please repeat?
Yes, yes, thank you, Speaker. I said that my view on this matter is pretty simple and straightforward. You know, when I campaigned for this office, one of the assurances I give to my people and the constituents is that I will put the interest of those people first before mine. And this is the type of decision that I think called for, where the interest of the people come first. Secondly, in the last discussion with salary increases, I expressed my concern that the state employees, my constituents in the states, for a long time have never seen any salary increases while cost of living continue to rise. So I cannot, in good conscience, support the salary increase for me while these people, you know, salary continue to remain. So I cannot. And secondly, thirdly, Mr. Speaker, again, my assessment on this work, as far as I'm concerned, personally, is really a part-time job. I don't work from 8 to 5. And I see people who spend tremendous numbers of, amount of time and hours in office doing their work and lowly paid. So if I compare the salary that I'm making annually, and that's just me personally, I think that justifies the kind of work that and the public service that I have assured my constituent to represent them in. So I am sorry, I apologize that I am opposing this increase for this reason, but I will respect the decision that is made by the majority of this body. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Malik. Any
Mr.
further?
Speaker, may I just say this? Senator Pollack, you sound just like Senator Roosevelt, exactly like him. We don't have much to do with the state salaries, you know?
Is that good or bad?
It's neither here nor there.
Okay, any further discussion?
Speaker,
Yes, what's that?
Chair.
Chairman Romulo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. When this bill was introduced in the previous Congress and keep popping up, and we have heard some concerns with the state salaries, and as Vice Chairman Christian stated, we cannot do anything with the state salaries. But earlier or in a previous session, I make mention that I think with the increase of our national government employee salary, will also put some sort of pressure or given the state leaders to also review and look at their state salaries. And by doing so, I think the collections in the state, if the state chooses to make some salary adjustments or increase in the state, it will also putting the state leadership and the employees of the state to step up in their work, like to collect more in terms of local collections. And we'll also find ways and means to get their increase, because I don't think they will sit still to look, just looking at the national government employees' salaries increase and would not do anything with their state employees. And I have heard from other members that their state cannot afford. I think they would find a ways to afford if they would choose to increase their state salaries. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Romulo. Chairman Ursimo.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. For many years, I have really speaking out against any salary increases, especially for members of Congress. And for some of the reasons as already stated by the previous speakers. However, that not only salaries of the members, but also of the national government. And basically because our state employees, and true, we have no control over their salaries, have been frozen for some years and not getting any increases. True, it is not our fault. It is mainly the state leadership that should decide to do whatever it takes to also address the salary problems with their employees.
It's 11 o'clock.
I kind of find comfort in my going along with the salary increases for the national government employees and not so much in opposition to ours, for the mere reason that for whatever reasons, and I think it's because of salaries and needs of our constituents, we seem to be finding ourselves with daily requests of assistance, not only big assistance like medical referrals and scholarship, but also gasoline money for a takeout and small items, which I'm sure all of us have found ourselves giving out. And it's the small amount requested that we don't pay much attention to it. But if we do keep track of them and add them up, they mean a lot of money, and money that should be going to our families, but we're sharing with our constituents. I had hoped that the amendment that I made on the bill that was defeated would have made it, because there was an increase in salary, but also a cap on the representation money and also the official expense allowance. But that didn't make it. So it's really up to this Congress today. If we don't want to increase, let's kill it and forget about it. Don't worry about it next session or next Congress. Let's just forget it. And not be playing games with each other. So Palik, you're doing good. Keep it up.
After you change your
Not
mind.
because you're speaking like me, but I like what you're saying. Thank you.
Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Rusmal. Any further discussions?
Yeah, Speaker.
Yes.
Yeah, mine is, no, I have a question. If any member can please help me out. So let's say we pass second reading tomorrow and President decided to sign it on Thursday or not on Monday, but on the 22nd Congress. Are we eligible for this increase, or it's for the 23rd Congress?
It will, if that's the case, it will be for the 23rd Congress. It will become effective. But let's say sign it by Monday, then that is okay before 22nd Congress.
So it's not guaranteed it's for this, right? It's for the other Congress.
But it will be on the books. It will become law. That means it will take effect one way or the other, either 22nd Congress or 23rd, but it is something that's become law. So all of you will come back for the 23rd Congress, for sure you'll get it.
Well, Speaker.
We finish, Chairman Berman?
Yeah, thank you very much for that explanation. Now I know it's for the 23rd, because I don't think President will sign it for the 22nd Congress.
We don't know. The person is enjoying 80,000.
That's what I was going to say, Mr. Speaker. I have no inkling whatsoever. I don't think President will make a good choice if he doesn't sign this right away. Having done this similarly when we did 2 years ago and rushed the bill, the act, down to President Christian to sign it. And I joke about, here I am coming in with a bag full of money and having the President then Christian sign it, and then I go over there and catch it. So do we think that President would not act on it? He's not going to do that.
Well, let's leave that to the President. He has his own prerogatives, constitutional. Okay, discussion. Florida Harbor, before we...
Yeah, thank you again, Mr. Speaker. I guess the primary reason of our wanting to pass this bill is not because we want to get it during the 22nd Congress, but we want to pass it merely for the reason to increase salary of members of Congress. Either it will apply to the 22nd Congress or 23rd or whatever. That's the primary reason why we want to pass it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? If none,
Question.
objection.
Speaker.
Mr. Chairman Willie.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I know I've been reluctant in the past in passing any salary increases. But lately, we passed salary increases for the presidents, the vice president, the justices, and national employees. So why not Congress for the same reason? We deserve to have salary increase just like the rest of us. The difference between our salaries and those that we increase salaries for is what was mentioned by good Chairman earlier. We give to our constituents. Part of our salaries goes to their needs, their daily needs of rice, chicken, gasoline, funerals, and whatnot. Salaries goes to their needs. We are not responsible for the state salaries. That's for the governors, gasoline, legislature, funerals, and whatnot. When we talk salary increases, we talk national employees and people that we are responsible for. I like what floor leader was saying about what the Pope was saying regarding helping each other out. I'm not a Catholic, but I agree with what the Pope said as relayed by our floor leader here. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Chairman Mali. Okay, any further discussion? If none,
Question.
objection. Discussion is closed. We will now vote by roll call of members. Oh, short recess.
Senator Aritas,
My vote is yes.
Senator Christian,
Yes.
Senator Figueroa, Senator Aritas,
My vote is
Senator Colon,
I respect my delegation, yes.
Floor Leader Harper, Floor Leader Harper,
Yes. Yes.
Senator Conman,
I'm gonna swallow yes.
Senator Conman,
Yes.
Vice Speaker Moses, Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Ned, Senator Palag,
Respectfully, no.
Senator Perman,
No.
Senator Romolo, Senator Romolo,
Yes.
Senator Uruzamal, Senator Uruzamal,
Yes.
Yes or no?
You put it in your hair like this.
Senator Uruzamal,
Yes.
Senator Wali,
Yes.
Speaker Semina,
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 10 members voted for the said bill, 4 against.
Yes. Sorry. What was Rosamo's vote?
One is 4-1 has passed Congress on first reading. Next bill.
The next bill under the bill calendar now for first reading is CB number 21-288 CD1. For first reading, this is attached to Standing Committee Report number 21-86. CB number 21-288 CD1. is a bill for an act to further amend Title 30 of the Code of the Federated States of Micronesia, annotated, as amended by amending Section 122, 125, and 126 therein, to designate the management and operation of the FSM Development Bank, to permit directors to borrow from the bank, to provide payment of honoraria to all directors, and for other purposes.
Chairman Net,
Thank you, Speaker. I move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Second.
that's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading, CP number 21-288. Discussion.
Speaker,
Chairman Figure first.
Thank you, Speaker. May I ask when this board of directors, if they're employed by the government, are they still, when they sit on the board for business, are they still on payroll with their employer?
Chairman Net and other members of RMT, if you want to answer.
I don't have the answer for Chairman Figuero's question.
Can someone help out? Yes, Chairman Ursimo, help out our colleague.
The answer is yes.
Okay, yes, they can still get it, even if they're paid by their employers, government. Okay, any further discussion?
Speaker,
Who's that?
thank you.
Vice Chairman Palik, go ahead.
Thank you, Speaker. Point of information, do members on the Petrocor and FSM Telecommunication Board, do they get an honorarium? And how much if they do? Do we have that information? I'm sorry, we didn't have the benefit of a public hearing. I would have asked us, but I don't have that information. Could someone help me with that?
Chairman Ned, do you have any answer to your Vice Chairman?
Short recess.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair.
Ma'am.
we're still discussing CP 21-288, CT1.
Question.
Question.
Second.
Okay, questions been called. We're still discussing
There's no
CP
objection.
21-288.
Debate is closed.
Question.
Now,
Question.
vote
Second.
by roll call of members. Okay, questions been called. We're still discussing
There's no
CP
objection.
21-288. Mr. Clerk.
Senator Aritos,
Yes.
Senator Christian,
Yes and no.
Mr. Clerk.
Senator Aritos.
Yes for the honorarium, no for the
Senator
getting
Christian.
loan.
Okay, so that's yes.
Senator Figueroa,
No.
Senator Colon,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper. Floor Leader Harper. Senator Conman,
Yes.
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Net, Senator Palak,
No.
Senator Perman,
Yes.
Senator Romolo,
Yes.
Senator Uruzamal,
I'm tired of voting no, so yes.
Senator Wali,
No,
Man,
Senator Wali,
no,
Speaker Simna.
yes.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Speaker,
point of privilege.
11 members voted for, 3 against.
State your point before I make my ruling. The
Too
result.
late. The chief clerk ignored me. I think the chief clerk should give space to members when we want to say something. But
No,
it's okay.
Not
Short
there.
recess, please.
It's okay, she's learning.
Okay, for that reason, CP number 21-288 CP1 has passed Congress on first reading. Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Yes, sorry, Vice Chairman Christian, she cannot recognize you. I will, so you should have called me instead
But
of.
she should have held her breath. We like efficiency, but the efficiency must be at a level where members are not left behind, especially me when I'm confused. I was going to give you a definite yes on my vote
Okay.
without the no, but I still want to explain
is back in session. We're still on the field calendar. Next field, Chief Clerk.
Speaker,
Yes.
may I yield the floor to Senator Romano?
Senator Romano, you have the floor.
Short recess.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Chief Clerk. Next field.
Mr. Speaker,
Yes,
I just beat the chief clerk to it, so I'm kind of happy now. I move that we defer all second reading bills to tomorrow's calendar.
Second.
that's been moved and seconded that all second reading bills on today's calendar be deferred to tomorrow's session. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. All those second reading bills are now deferred to tomorrow's session. Next bill, okay, Chairman Romano, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I is to make a motion to withdraw the following bills. CP number 21-373, CP number 21-402, CP number 21-404, and CP number 21-405 on today's agenda.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the following bills, 21-373, 21-402,
Mr. Speaker,
and 21-405 be withdrawn from committees, placed on the bill calendar for first reading action. Yes,
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to offer an amendment to the motion made by Senator Romulo for
Proceed.
placement of bills to include bill number 21-400.
Second.
Second.
Okay, there's that proposed oral amendment to the main motion. Okay, those in favor of that proposed oral amendment, say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The other bill is now tacked on, 21-400. So let's vote. Those in favor of the motion to withdraw from committees and place on the bill calendar CP 21-373, 21-400, 21-402, 21-404, and 21-405. Say aye.
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 Motion carried. All those bills are now withdrawn from committee and placed on the bill calendar for first reading action. Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Let's allow our chief Congress is back in session. We still have some first reading bills. Clerk, first bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The first bill now under the bill calendar for first reading is CB number 21-373. For first reading, CB number 21-373 is a bill for an act to further amend public law number 10-72 as amended by public laws numbers 10-103, 16-26, and 21-153 by amending section 6 thereof in order to have the chief executive officer of Caroline Islands Air as the ex officio board member instead of the chief financial officer and for other purposes.
Okay, Chairman Cullen,
Move for passage on the first reading.
has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 21-273. Discussion. Any discussion? If none,
Speaker, may I just kindly ask,
yes,
enlighten me as to what is this bill trying to do?
Chairman Cullen?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The current law was changing the CFO to Chief Executive Officer instead of CFO to be the ex officio. That's the only amendment on the law.
Please.
So instead of the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer, this bill would make the Chief Executive Officer the ex officio member on the board.
Oh, that's the only amendment?
Yes, that's the
Yes.
only amendment. Mm.
And what does he say that?
Chairman Cullen?
Well, come again.
From Chief Financial Officer to Chief Executive Officer.
I cannot hear you. Hey.
I'm asking, what does he say that change?
Well,
I think the change of this is because it's kind of conflicting with the CFO to be a ex officio on the board instead of the chief executive officer.
it's kind of a port to have
So
to,
there is no CFO now.
and there is no currently CFO. Okay. All right. If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. We will vote by roll call of members. First reading. Chief Bird?
Senator Aritos,
Yes.
Senator Christian,
Amen.
Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Colon,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper,
Yes.
Senator Conman,
Yes.
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Net, Senator Palig,
Yes.
Senator Berman, Senator Romalo,
Amen.
Senator Uruzamal,
Oh, yes, sir, ma'am.
Senator Wali,
Yes.
Speaker Semina.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 14 members voted for the said bill.
CP number 21-373 has passed Congress on first reading. Next bill.
The next bill is CB number 21-400 for first reading. CB number 21-400 is a bill for an act to further amend public law number 20-125 as amended by public laws numbers 20-135, 20-146, 20-157, 20-179, 20-189, 21-06, 21-40, 21-59, 21-89, 21-96, 21-141, 21-155, 21-217, 21-230, and 21-239 by amending section 4 thereof to change the use of certain funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of the state of Pohnpei and for other purposes.
Okay, Chairman Fakir.
Move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 21-400. Discussion.
Question.
Was being called for. There's no objection. Discussion is closed. We'll vote by roll call of members on first reading. Chief Clerk.
Senator Aridas,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Colon,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper,
Aye.
Senator Conman,
Yes.
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Ned, Senator Palig,
Yes.
Senator Berman, Senator Romulo,
Am
Senator Uruzamal,
Yes.
Senator Wali,
Yes.
Speaker Simina.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 14 members voted for the said bill.
CP number 21-400 has passed Congress on first reading. Next bill.
The next bill under the bill calendar now is CB number 21-402 for first reading. CB number 21-402 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 21-228 as amended by Public Law number 21-248 by amending section 5 thereof to change the use of funds appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of Chuk State and for other purposes.
Chairman Fakir.
Move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Second.
Moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 21-402. Discussion.
Question.
Question.
It's been called for. If there's no objection, debate is closed. So let's vote by roll call of members on first reading. Chief Clerk.
Senator Aridas,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Colon,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper, Senator Gunman,
Hey.
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Ned, Senator Palig,
Yes.
Senator Berman, Senator Romulo, Senator Uruzamal,
Yes.
Senator Wali,
Yes.
Speaker Simina.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 14 members voted for the said bill.
CP number 21-402 has passed Congress on first reading. Next bill.
The next bill under the bill calendar now is CB number 21-404 for first reading. CB number 21-404 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 20-178 as amended by Public Laws numbers 21-01, 21-07, 21-36, 21-53, 21-56, 21-102, 21-115, 21-137, and 21-165 by amending section 5 thereof to change the use of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of Chuk State and for other purposes.
Chairman Fakir.
So move for first reading.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 21-404. Discussion. Any discussion? Questions be called for. If there's no objection, discussion is closed. So let's vote by roll call of members. First reading. Chief Clerk.
Senator Aritas,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Colon,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper,
Yes, and kailangan.
Senator Gunman,
Hey.
Vice Speaker Moses, Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Ned, Senator Palig,
Yes.
Senator Berman, Senator Romolo,
Am I?
Senator Urusamal,
Yes.
Senator Wali,
Yes.
Speaker Simina.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 14 members voted for the said bill.
CP number 21-404 has passed Congress on first reading. Next bill.
The next bill under the bill calendar is CB number 21-405 for first reading. CB number 21-405 is a bill for an act to further amend public law number 21-201 as amended by public laws numbers 21-219, 21-223, 21-229, and 21-241 by amending section 5 thereof for the purpose of changing the use of funds previously appropriated therein to fund priority infrastructure projects and other public projects and social programs for the people of Chuk State and for other purposes.
Okay, Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Second.
Again.
Has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 21-405. Discussion.
Mr. Speaker,
Yes, Vice Chairman Christian, you have the floor.
I just want to complain to my colleagues, members of Congress. Why is it that when I was president, you had these large amounts appropriated for your public projects, like $8.4 million, 9.2. And then when I joined Congress, you give me measly $200,000, $120,000. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, thank you. The
Chairman,
answer is because
Vice
you
Chairman
are making
Christian.
so much money for us. Yes, Chairman.
And also, it's gonna be useless because it's gonna be Fido. His appropriation will be Fido or line item Fido.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Question.
Speaker.
Yes, who's that?
No, Speaker. Yeah, I just want to applaud Chairman Romulo on his foresight, especially on the low-income housing program and the drinking water tank, which I find very useful also for our constituents here. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. Some good things that we need to emulate or follow. It's helpful to the communities. Okay. Any further discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. We will vote by roll call of members on first reading. Chief Clerk.
Senator Aritas,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Figueroa,
Yes.
Senator Colon,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper,
Boy.
Senator Gunman,
Hey.
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Ned, Senator Palig,
Yes.
Senator Berman, Senator Berman, Senator Romolo,
Am I?
Senator Urusamal,
Yes, ma'am.
Senator Wali,
Yes.
Speaker Simina.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 14 members voted for the said bill.
CP number 21-405 has passed Congress on first reading.
There are no more bills, Mr. Speaker.
Short recess.
400.
Adjourn.
Oh.
LC, I thought we have some corrective bills. We need to just correct some of our. Have we done all of those?
No, we have not.
Do we know which ones are? This would be the only time to do them unless you're ready to. Congress is back in session. We're still on the bill calendar. Anything further on the bill calendar? If none? Okay, so if none, then we're now done on our resolution calendar. Any resolutions?
None, Mr. Speaker.
Short
recess,
Speaker.
Speaker, motion to stand in recess till tomorrow.
Session, Chairman Perman.
Yes, Speaker, motion to stand in recess till tomorrow 10 a.m. Juke time.
Second.
Okay, that's been moved and seconded. Congress stand in recess until tomorrow at 10 Juke time. Short recess to the call of the chair. Yes, LC, you're eager to jump in. What happened? You have something?
We can do that after you call recess.
Okay. Congress is back in session. Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Congress now stands in recess until tomorrow at 10 in the morning. Juke time.